but maybe I shouldn't throw you to the wayside so fast because everybody needs a friend, right? Regardless of how horrible the
Dumbest segue ever.
things, regardless of how horrible the things you've done are, everybody needs a friend.
This
R.
is so true.
Kelly, look, R. Kelly even needs a friend, right? And according to his legal representation, it's not his fault that he got this friend. Of course, I'm referring to the subway shooter. R. Kelly is friends with the subway shooter, the guy from New York that blammed out the subway. They're friends. They go to the rec room together. They eat lunch together. Everybody needs a friend.
Right.
I got to be honest with you, man. I don't know how I feel about this one because I feel like the crimes that R. Kelly has committed, he's looking at like 10 years to life. Yeah, no friends for you, man.
What?
No
What?
friends. Yeah, no friends.
Add
No
that to the jail
friends.
sentence.
Add that to the jail sentence. No
He's
friends.
not allowed to make any friends.
Complete solitude.
Hey,
If it drives you
hey,
mad,
listen. No, listen. If I'm dude, if I'm subway shooter, dude, I'm not even mad at what he's doing. I understand almost what he's doing. You know what I mean? If I'm in prison and it's one of the most horrible environments possible to live in, and R. Kelly's there and he's willing to be my friend, I mean, I'm in jail. Let's do it up, man. Can I show you some songs that I have? Can we make some music? Yo, I got this. I have some friends outside that are really good at da 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 da. I'm gonna be his boy. We gonna be boys. I don't care. And I know what I've said about R. Kelly, and I know how I feel about R. Kelly, but that's me on the outside. That's me on the outside. I understand that when you go to prison, when you go to jail, or you're in there for a prolonged period of time, life changes. You got to operate completely different. You know what I'm saying? And if I could be friends with the Kelsters, see, he's got a nickname now that we're in prison. If I could be friends with the Kelsters, then that's definitely what I'm gonna do. I don't know. I don't know, me personally.
well, Frank James, the Brooklyn subway shooter, as it were, is homies with R. Kelly. And apparently, R. Kelly has been performing in jail for select inmates, right? They're raffling
That
off
sounds that
tickets.
sounds that sounds so bad. That sounds so bad.
Like, okay,
Like in their
they
cells, like he's giving private.
yeah, he's giving private shows. But look, they said that Young Thug, his jail conditions are dungeon like. And I know everybody has human rights. You know what I mean? I get that. But I don't know, man. I feel again going back to Kelly and this no friends thing that they should include for him. I feel like yeah, I certain when you go in jail, certain human rights I think are okay to be violated.
Wow.
Hold on. Let me elaborate. I
Yes,
don't
please.
think you should
Wow.
waterboard people. I don't think you should give them a just like barely enough food and water to survive. I
Right.
don't mean that they shouldn't shower 23 and a half hours in the hole. I don't mean any of that shit. But something, bro, you raped and sexually assaulted minors. You pissed on them. You threatened. Like, need I go on?
No,
Bro,
listen. He
I think
deserves. He deserves.
let me make the point because people are gonna be like human rights. Are you crazy? I think something as small as no friends. Let him go outside, but no, you can't socialize. I think that's simple
Mhm.
because we're social beings and we got it's not. That's a part of your punishment, nigga. Go ahead.
He's already in protective custody. He's already in PC, man. Like he's like, I'm not here defending the man. I believe he deserves the conditions that he's living in right now. But he already has 23 hours in a cell, 1 hour rec time. All his meals are delivered to the cell. And like he's not living a cozy, luxurious life. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I
Well,
don't
he
I
has a
don't think
friend now. Frank
I don't
James
think
is his
taking
cellmate.
away I don't think taking away social life is going to this okay. This is the thing. I understand that jail is about punishment. But as much as it's not and it hasn't been for a long time, it's also supposed to be about rehabilitation. You go in one way and you leave a better member of society. That's the whole concept, or what was supposed to be the concept of prison. Is it? No, but it should still be part of the fundamental things that we expect when somebody goes there. So to totally deprive somebody of not only seeing the light of day, knowing what time it is, the basic essentials, that the conveniences that we have outside, but also depriving them of any social life, I think is inconducive to what you're trying to
Listen,
achieve.
jail is also supposed to be a deterrent. And when you can go into jail and I'm going to Young Thug now, and you can call hits on people in the outside world, you can get cell phones into that. That doesn't seem like a deterrent. Bro, you just spoke about the mass shooter at the grocery store, the white boy, right?
Yeah.
Who's gonna go in jail and hang out with all the white supremacists and be what do you think he's gonna have a hard time in jail? It's gonna be party every night. Unless he gets caught alone by some niggas, then it's a problem.
Then it's a problem.
So what I'm trying to tell you is, I'm not saying this should be for everyone. I'm saying based on the level of the crime that has gotten you into jail, some of your punishments needs to be a little harsher than normal. A deterrent. Bro, if you have a problem with black people and you can shoot up a black neighborhood, and then you're going to go into jail and be celebrated by a bunch of neo-Nazis, why is that a deterrent? I'm going in with my friends.
Right.
If you know that you could be a R. Kelly level and molest and sexually assault, and the list goes on, and I'm just going to go into jail and be in PC, protected, maybe even get a friend, why is that a deterrent?
Maybe even get a friend.
Fuck that. If you're a young thug, right? And you're going to, bro, he was called YFN Lucci. He was trying to get him killed twice.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah.
And his lawyer's like,
allegedly.
He's like, he's in dungeon-like conditions with one light, so he can't. Good. By the way, the reason why I say good, it's important to say this. The reason why I say good, I'm talking about Young Thug.
Defensive mode today.
Yeah, the reason why I say good, I'm talking about Young Thug Jeffrey, is because, see, two rich people, and allegedly, if you let DJ Academics tell it, this whole thing spawned over a woman, a girl, high school shit, and then obviously it escalated. But so it's nothing. It's over bullshit, and he wanted to have the man killed. Was he worried about maybe how his family, his friends would feel about that? No. Again, spawned allegedly over a woman, two very rich people. So women, rich and famous people. So women should not be a problem, right? So yeah, nigga, dungeon-like conditions for you.
Right. I hear what you're saying. I agree, but I think that in the prison system, they already have things employed that are doing exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, they need to add to that.
That's all I'm saying. There's solitary confinement. There's PC, Gen Pop, and then there's some jails have other areas where are designated for death row inmates.
Yeah, well, they need to put no friends.
Pedophiles are in one section.
No friends. No friends should be added to the list.
Okay, well, I don't know if they have. I mean, they probably will have space depending on what the prisons are like, but an entire section dedicated to no friends.
Obviously, what I mean by that what I mean by that, of course, is no.
Put another person in there, it's over.
Yeah, what I mean by that, of course, is no cellmates, right? Obviously, when I say no friends, I mean no cellmates.
As soon as two people are on that floor, your whole plan is fucked. You need a whole floor for one person.
Whole separate wing.
I don't think that's going to work out just the way the prison system is set up. But I understand the concept of what you're saying. I do. I want to say that. I do understand what you're saying, and I do agree to some aspects that depending, and like I said, they also have different levels of prison, right? There's level 5 max, there's minimum, there's medium, there's all that type. So they have things in place depending on who the person is, what they commit, and certain human rights are taken away. Because if we're talking about the big terrorists in the world, they're housed somewhere where you can't even find their location if you try to know where
you don't even know where they are, man.
Right. They buried somewhere. Right. So that's what I mean. And they bury them so that they can do exactly what you're talking about. Those people don't have no friends. They don't.
Man, listen, and just to bring this to a close, this segment here, prison. Like really and truly, we know what prison is supposed to be for. Like you said, rehabilitation doesn't always work, right? And I made a comment in a different pod where I'm like, man, prisoners should just be nice to each other and make that prison life so much easier. And that's
I
what
like
you
what you
did.
said. That was the
Hold on.
dumbest. Yeah, I did say that.
And that's what
That's
you
what
did.
said
You
that.
laughed. But anyways,
The
the point,
dumbest shit I've ever heard.
whatever.
But yeah.
The point is, the point is how do we really feel about prisoners? Think about it. How do you really feel about when there's so much shit going on in the world, right? Children starving, right? People getting shot up at the grocery store. How do we like how much sympathy are you supposed to have? Right? Should I still have some after everything? Should I still have some left over for the people who are in prison for the right reason, by the way, not all?
Right, because
Do
I was
I
about to
still
say,
need
I'll say it
obvious?
again. If I said it before, anybody who's in there for a nonviolent
Yes.
crime, specifically involving weed,
Yes,
marijuana.
of course, of course, of course. But how much sympathy am I supposed to have? I only got so much to give out. And by the time I go through my list and I hit the prisoners, which is at the bottom of the list, I only got but so much. I'm sorry. And if you're a prisoner or an ex-convict, I hope you understand. There's other shit going on in the world. You chose to do what you did, and you knew the risks, and that's where you ended up.
At the end of the day, you can blame your environment, you can blame your situation, you can blame the people around you, you can blame, or you can accept. That's what I've learned. There's two choices for anybody. And the people who choose to accept, and what I mean is accept that life is shitty, those who choose to accept that instead of blaming the world for everything that's wrong with them, they tend to struggle through life like everybody else, but not end up on the negative side of the fence. You understand? The people who you see in these situations, they tend to, not always, but they tend to be the people who blame. There's always somebody to blame or something to blame for why they are the way they are. And it's just, man, it's a decision among people, bro.